Hello students, this is a quick lesson on converting a fraction to a decimal. As you will remember, convert means to change. So I'm going to convert a fraction to a decimal number. I'm going to try these four: 3/4, 2/3, 4/8, and 9/11. Not only will I convert the fraction to a decimal number, but I will identify whether the decimal number is terminating or repeating. I'm going to use a calculator. Now, I noticed that there's nothing showing on my screen, so I want to turn my calculator on. There'll be a 0 that shows. To convert a fraction to a decimal using a calculator, the first thing I do is enter my top number, which is the numerator. So I'm going to push the 3. Then I divide. I push the division key. Next, I divide by this bottom number, the denominator, and I enter the 4. Notice that the 4 is showing. Finally, I hit my equal sign and I write down my answer, 0.75, or 75 hundredths. I notice that the 7 does not repeat and the 5 does not repeat. Therefore, it ends. When a decimal ends without repeating, then it's called a terminating decimal number. So 0.75 or 75 hundredths is a terminating decimal, and I know that because none of these digits repeat. Now I'm going to look at my next fraction. I'm going to clear out my calculator. My next fraction is 2/3. So I start by entering the top number of the numerator, that's a 2. Notice that the 2 shows on the screen. Then I push the division symbol, and I enter my bottom number, the denominator. I push the equal sign, and I get 0.666666666. This repeats forever. It's infinitely repeating. So I could write 0.666, but these 6's repeat, so I have a shortcut. And my shortcut is I just write my decimal point, my 0 before it, and then I write the number that repeats and I draw a bar over the top. This bar right here, it means that this digit underneath it repeats. It means repeats. So for that reason, I know this is a repeating decimal. I can identify 2/3 as 0.6 repeating. I identify it as a repeating decimal, and I know because I see the 6's are repeated. I also know because there's a bar over the 6. I'm going to do the next fraction. It's 4/8. So I clear out my calculator, and I enter my 4, my numerator. I push the division symbol. I enter my 8, that's my denominator. I push equal, and I get 0.5. I notice my 5 does not repeat. That means that the decimal number ends, and so it's a terminating decimal number. I know that because there's no digit that repeats. My last fraction is 9/11, or 9/11. So I clear out my calculator. I enter the 9, that's my numerator. I push the division key. I enter my 11, that's my denominator. Equals. Now look at this, is very interesting. I have a 0.8, and then a 1, and then an 8, and a 1, and an 8, and a 1, and an 8, and I imagine that goes on forever. So this is a repeating decimal, but it's repeating 2 digits. So I write 0.8 1, I noticed this 81, 81, 81 repeats. And so instead of drawing the bar above just one of these numbers, since 2 digits repeat, I draw the bar above the 2 digits that repeat. So this is definitely a repeating decimal. And these 2 digits repeat. So if I did not have my calculator and I saw that, I would know that another way to write this would be 0.81, and I know these 2 digits repeat because of that line, so it would look just like that. Into infinite, oopsie, made a mistake. That should be a 1. Into infinity and beyond, dot, dot, dot. Okay? So this is a shortcut. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any more questions.